Oh boy. Okay, so here's my review for Terrifier 3. This is not going to be any spoilers in this video. I just wanted to share my quick thoughts on the movie. And I'll start with the synopsis. And it takes place 5 years after the events of Terrifier 2, where we catch up with Sienna and her brother Jonathan. And Sienna goes to stay with her aunt and uncle and her cousin, going into the Christmas holiday. And as that's going on, like, she's trying to get back to some form of a normal life, and Jonathan's trying to, like, do that as well. And he's staying, and he's in the college dorm. But as they're doing that, this guy, yeah, if you're already into this crazy world that is Terrifier, then you know what to expect. And you also don't know what to expect. Like, if you like the previous two movies, I can't see you not liking this one. Now I'm gonna think back to when we knew that they were gonna shift from Halloween to Christmas this time around. I was immediately concerned, while I was still cautiously optimistic, because I enjoyed Terrifier and I wanted to see what they had up their sleeves this time around. And as we got closer to the release date, when they started showing footage, I got excited. Where I'm like, okay, this might work. And as we get closer and closer, I'm like, I have a good feeling that this will work. And thankfully, it worked. Now, going into it, I did think, like, okay, if you took that element out of the story, it wouldn't hurt. I don't think it would hurt the movie. But then again, like, in terms of getting Sienna to to get together with her family, like with her aunt and uncle and her cousin, well, I guess that's one of the best ways you can get those characters together, like at a time like, like with like Christmas. And there's a couple other ways you could have done that. So that worked. Like, in terms of that, it worked. And man, it's insane how we got here, where I jumped on the bandwagon, like with the first movie before part two came out, and I waited like about like a whole year for it to come out. That's how late I was to jumping on board. And I'm like, okay. The more I watched that first movie, the more I'm like, okay, this was up my alley. Why was I like, man, it's okay the first time? And then when I watched it again, I'm like, yeah, this is my thing. And then part two, man, what a movie. Like, they really topped the first one in terms of giving us like the best modern final girl since Sydney Prescott. Like, come on. Like, Sienna is that final girl. And I don't think anyone's going to take that crown away from her anytime soon. And she really brought her A game to this, where we get to see other layers of Sienna, like how she's traumatized from what happened in part two and how she's dealing with that since then. Like, Lauren Rivera really crushed it. David Howard Thornton, fun to watch as Art the Clown. and he's insane, sadistic. Like, how many more lines can we cross? How many boundaries can we demolish? Plenty more. They demolished plenty more. Man. Oh boy. Like, I will say that I did not feel sick or anything, but the movie did get me to react a lot the whole way through. And the movie is shorter than Terrifier 2, like, where part 2 is 2 hours and 18 minutes, and this movie was 2 hours and 5 minutes. But it truthfully felt more like the runtime, the same runtime of the first movie, because the pacing was pretty quick. And everyone thought, like, the second movie dragged by the end, and I wasn't one of those people. I was in the minority. But here, it just went quick, where I'm like, okay, it didn't feel like a 2 hour and 5 minute movie. It felt like more like an hour and 20-minute movie. And that's because I was really enjoying it. And it's crazy how we got here. to where now everywhere you look, you see Art the Clown. He's like in Spirit Halloween. He's everywhere in Spencer's and Hot Topic. Like there's Funkos and everything. Like I knew they were gonna catch on at some point, like to get McFarlane figures and whatnot. But to this magnitude, it's crazy. I mean, it's insane. And to where now it's in theaters like nationwide, like where it's not like a Fathom event, like, okay, it's only gonna be there for a few days, you better hurry up. Like, we're way past that. We're way past Indiegogo campaigns. Like, now we're just like, this is the long haul. Like, where in terms of like the course of the franchise, like, this is insane. And this franchise helped basically help us remind us of what's really good about horror. Like where like the horror genre's got its groove back, and these movies helped this genre get its groove back. Like while we do have these requels and stuff like that, but here's Terrifier just coming up with where it's a love letter to what we've had before, and also having its own identity. And man, like there's like many things you can do with it. Like I guess I can understand why they didn't want to, if they wanted to make Art the Clown more or less like Michael Myers, who comes out on just on Halloween. I mean, okay, like this is where he can pop up at any time, so that works. Man, what a movie! Like, so with that all being said, I gotta give this movie 4.5 out of 5. I almost gave it a 5 out of 5. I don't think there's anything I didn't like about it. I can't wait to see it again. Man, if you like the first two movies, I think you're gonna enjoy this one. So yeah, get your butts in theaters and go check it out. And if you have not seen these movies yet, I mean, like, go on Prime or Peacock for the first movie, or on Prime for both movies, watch them, and then get in the theater and watch part 3. I'm telling you. But yeah, share your thoughts if you've seen Terrifier 3. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. And if you like this video, thumb it up, click subscribe, notification bell, you know the drill. So yeah, so as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Man, proceed with caution. Oh boy. Take care, guys. Don't say I didn't warn you.